Oliver, we're ready to go. Hello, I would like to call this Planning Commission session to order for today, Thursday, November 20th. My name is Eldon Wogan and I'm acting chair for the Clark County Planning Commission. Before we begin tonight, I would like to announce that our Planning Commission work sessions are hybrid, both in person and via WebEx. For the virtual and in-person members of the Planning Commission and staff, please ensure that your microphones are turned off or muted unless you are speaking. There will not be any public comment during this work session, but members of the public can watch or listen. This evening's agenda is planned as follows. We're going to be reviewing some comp plan chapters. First will be the school element, community design element, and historic preservation element. Then we will have a land use alternatives review, and then we'll be closing out with any comments. So Amy, are you starting out with the school element? Okay, turn it over to you.
Thank you, Eldon. Good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening, Planning Commission, and I guess the Commission Chair, Acting Chair. Huh? Is that better? Maybe it needs to. Is that one better? Okay. Good evening again, Planning Commission. My name is Amy Wooten, and I'm Land Use Planner in Community Planning. Tonight, I will be going over proposed changes to the school element text as contained within Chapter 10 of the county's comprehensive plan. Changes proposed for this chapter are primarily related to syntax and updating of data. In 2024, as part of the update process, members of the school's advisory council were consulted and asked for any edits they might like to see. Their requested changes are reflected in this working version. As indicated on the bottom of page 1 and into page 2, demographics of the districts are changing. So references to language, demographics, and income have been updated throughout the document. Change slide. On this page, there are some minor changes suggested in the school capacity and enrollment growth and school siting sections, but they aren't major. Change the slide. The section referencing school funding has been updated to be more reflective of how impact fees are utilized. Next slide, please. And then one more. There is a revision proposed in the community involvement and public participation section. It isn't as major a change as it might appear. Change the slide, please. The section has been updated in order to recount the formation of the current school's advisory council and its membership. A little bit lower in the existing facility section, staff revised informational data for all public K through 12 and higher education facilities to ensure that the information provided in the comp plan is up to date. Next slide, please. Most of the changes in this section were made to higher education facilities and the ever expanding Clark College campus and degree offerings. We have already reviewed the changes to the goals and policy section, so we'll stop here. I'm available if you have any questions about the changes contained within Chapter 10.
Thank you, Amy. So before I ask other members if they have any comments or questions, so you said you sent it out to school districts. How many responded, or which ones responded?
We had responses from 2 or 3 of the districts, but mainly we got edits from their legal representation.
Okay. So they have legal representation that represents all of the school districts?
Yes.
Okay, so it's kind of like so in a sense, you got feedback from all the districts
Yes.
in a way. Okay, all right. So Jeremy, did you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. Thank you, Amy.
Mark, do you have any questions?
No, that was a good question you asked, and so I'm good.
Kyle, you're next. Do you have any questions?
No questions for me.
Thanks,
I
everybody.
don't have any other questions.
Okay,
Thank
thank you
you.
very much.
Let's see, we're now going to do the community design element, and Susan, you're on top for that? Cool. By the way, thank you, Amy.
Thank you. So for the record, I'm Susan Ellinger. I'm with Community Planning, and I'll be talking about the community design chapter today. We're really proposing very minimal changes to this chapter. The changes are primarily to include revisions of outdated information. And some examples of those, of that outdated information includes updating references to plans that have been updated since the 2016 comprehensive plan update, and such as the aging readiness plan and the adding the new housing options study and action plan. We also have updated some references in the text, and one example of that is the addition of some new housing types. There was a list of housing types, and we added some new housing types that were not in the code previously. And honestly, that's the end of my description of the presentation, because we really are proposing almost no changes here. But I'm happy to answer any
What?
questions.
Jeremy, did you have any?
No, I could be silly, but that just dragged time. So thank you, Susan.
Mark?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Kyle?
No questions here.
I don't have any questions either. This is pretty
Okay.
straightforward.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And let's see, who is it Oliver or Jose giving? Jose?
I'm filling in for Bart on the historic preservation. He's downstairs, our open house for the DEIS, so he got double booked. So there are very minimal changes in this chapter. Also, they're sort of minor and either clarifying existing language, updating information with the current data, such as the total number of local heritage register properties in Table 8-1. And I was informed this afternoon that we may have to update this table based on some feedback that we got from the state, based on their inventory, which is a little wonky, but is something that was identified through the DEIS process when we were looking at the number of historic barns, I think it was. And so we asked the state for that, and they gave us some, I think they're going to provide us some updated numbers. And so we'll update that to reflect that. Let's see, so Bart and Susan, who are staff for the historic preservation, proposed the changes that are in the chapter to the commission at their February 5th, 2025 meeting. The HPC was supportive of the proposed updates and did not suggest any additional changes. Again, you have reviewed the goals and policies in this chapter, so there's no update to that. And that also concludes my presentation, and here for questions if you have any.
So I'm going to start with Mark. I'm going to go backwards. Well, kind of. Mark, do you have any questions?
No, I don't. Thank you.
How about you, Kyle?
No questions here again.
Jeremy?
Yeah, I'd like to. How many barns? Are you gonna historical barns approximately?
There's 37.
37.
Mhm.
Oh, cool. I like
Barnes.
old barns. Yep. Thank you.
Is there a list of those?
Yes. And it's good for barns to get on the register because then you're qualified for funding.
I've seen quite a few old barns just on the ground because they tend to collapse over time. That's all I have. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't have any questions.
All right.
So I guess Oliver, are you going to be doing the land use alternatives review or where's Jose?
That also would be Jose. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Let's see. Really, we just wanted to, make sure you got the information so that you can review it and just really here to answer any questions you might have. I know we shared the map with y'all last meeting, and then so we provided the story map that sort of goes through what all of the jurisdictions are proposing. And then the map, you can sort of navigate. We're planning on coming back in December with some information about, there's information in the DEIS on the comparison for each of the alternatives. So we're just putting that into like one table so you can see what the allocation is for each jurisdiction, and then whether there's excess, whether there's a surplus or deficit, and then for each jurisdiction, and then overall for both employment and jobs, or employment and housing. So you can get a sense of what jurisdictions actually need additional capacity or not. And we did have a meeting today with the cities discussing that because overall we're over our capacity for residential for all of the jurisdictions except one. And then I think we're planning our allocations about 103,000 units. And in alternative two, we're showing about 142,000. So we're well over. And even without expansions of the UGA for the several jurisdictions, we're proposing it. It's mostly for employment. So a lot of this excess capacity is within the existing UGAs.
Or residential?
Residential, correct.
So would they, so if we're over on residential and under on unemployment, I think Ms. Cook, she mentioned this last week, or whatever. Is there are they talking about, because if there's not enough employment jobs in the no change, but everything else is too much, what's the county's plan on addressing that, you think?
So there's a couple of things that the jurisdictions are working. There's several jurisdictions, I think, that have excess capacity for employment. One example is the Washougal UGA. They were allocated more employment because in their unincorporated area within their UGA, it still showed as employment, but they had done some work right after the 2016 plan. They came up with a sub-area plan that was actually going to have those areas be residential. It never got adopted into the county's plan. And so they were given more jobs than they really needed to be allocated. So they're working with another jurisdiction, I think City of Vancouver, to, for the city to absorb the jobs that were misallocated to them. And so that was part of the conversation today. If there's any more of that can go on, because there's, overall, we, I think, have enough capacity for employment. It's just by the jurisdictions, it's not.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mark, did you have any questions for Jose? Nope. How about you, Kyle?
I don't have any questions, thanks.
Okay. So right now you have the environmental impact statement is out
Mhm.
and the reviews, the comments are due by November 30th, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Are you starting to see a lot more comments coming in since we're getting close to the date or?
We are seeing some, I'm anticipating that this is Oliver Jack, and I am anticipating that there will be more as the deadline approaches. Right now, we have close to a little bit, maybe 22, 23. I'm anticipating more. Tonight, we have some folks that showed up. I'm sure they're going to provide comments. But sometimes because the comment period ends at 5 p.m. on November 30th, we may get all the remaining comments yeah, so, yeah, we are receiving some, so.
So I'll have you know, I was kind of bored the other day. I was looking for some light reading. I started reading that.
Yeah,
I don't know
we
if
had,
anybody else has looked at that, but it's over 200 pages. And it's not light reading.
it's not light reading, I agree, but as the comment comes in, we are cataloging them, and we will share that in terms of process. We'll share that with the consultant and be prepared to respond to those comments. But those responses come and are included when the final EIS is done.
Any other questions for either Jose or Oliver? You know, we can't end this early. It's only 5:47. This is,
There's
you
two
missed it.
online.
You missed the exciting part, Chris. Okay. Well, thank you, Oliver, Jose, for that update. So do any members of the Planning Commission have any comments they'd like to make?
Hey, Eldon, it's Kyle. I just wanted to ask if we have nailed down a schedule for next month, or what we're kind of looking at for meetings next month.
I think it's November 4th, right? December 4th.
Yeah, I think we're just having the meeting December 4th. We're not then any additional meetings in December.
Okay.
And
And then
the,
likely coming back January 8th then?
yes, we have a joint hearing with you and the council to begin the selection of the preferred alternative.
So we're going to jump right into it then.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Yep.
Jose, this is Mark.
Yes.
On the 4th, on December 4th, is that going to be a workshop or a hearing?
Yes, workshop.
Workshop.
Workshop. Okay.
Any other comments? All right, I call the meeting adjourned.
This is Oliver again.
Maybe I was
Sorry.
early.
Yeah, sorry. I have shared with the council, the planning commission, that the agricultural land study that the council commissioned and Eco Northwest conducted, that report is out. It came out on November 4th. And then the consultant had a work session with council on the 12th and presented the report and their takeaway and their findings. I think we'll come back to maybe at the December 4th PC work session and shared the findings in that report. What I can say is that report is intended to inform the council and then the planning commission as we begin the process to select the preferred land use to be studied in the final EIS. So we will provide you not our take, but the key findings of that study. So I'll leave it at that. I will also say, because the study is now posted on our website, you can access it and read that before the December 4th, when we will provide you our update on that and answer questions that you may have.
So now the meeting really is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Y'all have a good Thanksgiving.
You too, Mark.
Thank you.